JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer the lowest price anywhere online. If you would like to know the price, simply click on the link in the description below. If you enjoy our videos, we'd greatly appreciate it if you would buy a watch from JazzTime.com once in a while. Today, I'm going to be comparing the Rolex GMT reference 126711 versus the Rolex Skydweller reference 326933. I'm going to talk to you guys about the bezel, the dial, the case, the movement, the bracelet, try it on, give you my thoughts. So let's dive right in. Now, first thing we can talk about is probably the most important, which is the size. Now on my left, and that has to do with the case. Now on the left, the GMT, also known as the root beer, because of this brown black bezel, they call it also the root beer, it's 40 millimeters. That means from my thumb to my index finger, that's 40 millimeters. And on the right, the Skydweller two-tone is 42 millimeters. Now I'm going to hold them side by side. You see if you can see the difference. You can probably see that it's just slightly larger, right? Do you see that? I mean, the right one is just, it's only 2 millimeters larger, but that represents about 5%. So it is slightly larger, okay? Now the GMT is using a super case, and it's an Oyster case. Super case, if you look at the lugs, let's just compare the lugs side by side. You see how on the GMT, the lugs are more square, whereas the Skydweller is more curved. Okay, that's because the left GMT is using a super case, whereas the the Skydweller is using a Oyster case. Now, if you hold them side by side, what else do you notice? Now you'll actually notice the left, I already measured it earlier, but the GMT on the left is 12 millimeters in height. That means from my index finger to my thumb is 12 millimeters. The Skydweller on your right is 14 millimeters. That means from my thumb to my index finger. I measured that earlier. I'm not going to measure it for you here, but just take my word for it. It is 14 millimeters. Okay? So that's one of the big differences, is they both use a stainless steel case. They actually call it a monoblock middle case, screw down case, back, and winding crown. On both of them, it's just that the Skydweller is larger and it uses an Oyster style case, 42 millimeters, where the GMT uses a 40 millimeter, and it uses the super case, not an Oyster case. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, which is the dial. Now the dial is also slightly different. Now, if you look on the left, the dial here it has more luminescent, and it's actually using what's called a maxi dial. And those little hour markers that you see there, they're highly legible chroma light display with long-lasting blue luminescence. I'm gonna let you look at what it looks like under light. So that's what it looks like, and you can see it's highly legible under at nighttime. Now let's compare that to the Skydweller, which is also quite, you can also see it quite well. You know, it also luminesces at night. It has the highly legible chroma light display with long-lasting luminescence as well. So they both loom up pretty good. I would probably say that the GMT looms up a little bit better. Now if you just kind of compare them side by side, you know, one is like a bit more. But I like both of them that you can see. Now, obviously, the Skydweller on the right has a white dial. They actually also make it in a black dial. So they make the Skydweller, at least as of now, in two-tone, they make it white, black, and champagne. And the root beer, they actually only make it in this black color. Okay, so if you want a lighter color, you got to go with the Skydweller. Now, now let's move on and talk about the bezel here. Now, on my left, the GMT is using a ceramic bezel, and the ceramic is good because it doesn't scratch, or at least it's very difficult to scratch. It's a bidirectional rotatable 24-hour graduated bezel, two-color brown and black Cerachrome insert in ceramic, engraved with numerals and graduations. So all that basically means is that it's ceramic and it moves, it looks really cool, and on the right over here for the Sky Dweller, it's actually using a 18 karat yellow gold fluted bezel. It's actually also bidirectional rotatable Rolex King command. So what that is, if you look at that little red thing right there, you can actually turn this bezel. Now I'm not going to go into using this Sky Dweller because it's you see how I turn it right there? Yeah, I'm not going to go into using this Sky Dweller because we have some other videos on how to use it, and it's kind of complex. You know, it's going to take too long. The purpose of this comparison is just to show you how to use the differences between the two, not to go into that much depth, just to show you the differences, because you know if you want to buy this thing. Okay, now so on the right you have the fluted yellow gold bezel. On the left you have a slightly different bezel. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about the movement. The GMT on the left here, it uses a 3285 movement, and it has a precision of ±2 seconds a day, and it can tell 2 time zones. That's important if, for example, you're traveling a lot or you like to know the time zone in another country. So for example, take a look here. That's the 24-hour hand. That goes around a circle 1 time every 24 hours, whereas this hour hand goes once around every 12 hours. Now I'm not going to go into the function or how that works and everything. That's for a separate video. But suffice it to say, it basically tracks 2 time zones. That's what the movement here is good for, and they're both updated movements. Now on the Sky Dweller, we're going to be using a 9001 movement, and it also has a ± precision of 2 seconds a day, and it has a power reserve of 72 hours. I guess I also should mention the GMT also has a power reserve of 70 hours, pretty much the same thing. Now for the Sky Dweller, what's special about this is that it's an annual calendar. Now you see this red dot right here, you move the bezel, you do some things and you adjust it, blah blah blah. It end up being able to set this watch so that it can tell what the month is right here, and then the month of the day is right here. So that's a pretty darn cool function that this watch has, and that, of course it's really complicated because of that. Now okay, let's move on to the bracelet. Now the bracelet, the bottom one here is the GMT. Oh, I should turn to the right. The one on the bottom here is the GMT, which is in rose gold, and the top one here is yellow gold. Now the rose gold one, of course, Rolex calls it Ever Rose, and that's because it stays forever rose gold because of the way that they mix their alloys. That one on the top is yellow gold, and of course it just stays yellow gold because that's the color of gold. All right. Now they're both using Oyster links, okay, and they both have an easy 5mm comfort extension link. Now I'm going to let you take a look at that. I'm going to open it up here. So they both have the safety class, by the way. So if you want to open the Easy Link, it goes like this. Boom. You see that? That's how you open the Easy Link. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Now, oh, I'm sorry. This one doesn't have this one uses a different type of buckle. I'll explain that in just a moment. Okay. Now here's the Easy Link. Boom, that's 5mm. Okay, now the GMT, the buckle, is a safe folding Oyster lock safety clasp, and that means it folds over and has a safety. Okay, whereas the Sky Dweller does not. It just has a fold over clasp, which you simply close it like this, and it's one close. It's not as safe as the GMT, but it's a lot easier to close. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and try this on and give you my thoughts. Now, if you're trying to decide between these two, they're both about the same price. They're both very sporty, so it's really hard to say. Now, I would say the GMT, it's very classic. It's and they've updated with this nice rose gold look. And I gotta say, for my money, it's really a top watch. I really like it. I would say that it being a little skinnier, thinner, that's a positive because maybe you don't want your watch being so like bigger, maybe you don't like that. That's one of the reasons that you might go with this, and maybe you like rose gold, you want something a little different, so that's another reason why you could go with this. And also you can check the time in a second time zone. Now the Sky Dweller, on the other hand, it's a little bit beefier. It's both thicker. is both thicker and it's bigger. You know, thicker and bigger. It's 42 millimeters and 14 millimeters wide or high. And you know, why might you want this one? Well, it's an annual calendar. It still looks kind of sporty, as well as a bit dressy. And I like that it's yellow gold. And yellow gold, you know, really pops. It's much more bold than rose gold. I think rose gold looks not as bold. So that's another reason. And with the fluted bezel, it looks really awesome. So these are both really great watches, you know, side by side. I'm not, you know, if I had to choose, you know, I'm not really sure. You know, it depends on what function I want. So you guys decide. Let me know in the comments below. And if you actually want to buy this watch, that's what we're here for. That's why we make these videos, so you'll actually buy one from us. Go to jazztime.com and simply press buy now. Check out the link in the description below. Thanks.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on show more to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.